Hi everyone, I'm not one to do videos, but today is a important day, I suppose. Um, it's a 6-month anniversary of the love of my life and my amazing husband's passing after a 3-year battle with cancer. I just wanted to do this video to show that I love him so much still, and I miss him more and more every day. It doesn't get easier, like they say. I know a lot of people have judged me for certain things, but everything I did to look after him and be by his side, I did to the best of my ability, and I did what I had to do to be there and do everything he needed me to be. I wasn't perfect. I never claimed to be perfect. I had breakdowns. Any normal person would. Being sole carer of someone with terminal cancer. But on top of it, I have 2 chronic illnesses, 1 degenerative, and I've become permanently weaker after 3 years of looking after him, and I've accepted that. That's okay, because despite all the hard times and the horrible treatments and surgeries and him being used as a pincushion and him being so sick and in and out of hospital and being taken away in ambulances, we had the most amazing 3 years of our life. We fit so much in. I mean, we did so much. I mean, we did bucket list things that were not only his bucket list, but my bucket list too. Like, first time in a helicopter, we went on cruises, we went and seen so many bands and music shows, and like, he was the king of music, obviously, and had a voice to match, and I miss his voice more and more every single day. I sometimes ring his number just to hear his voice message, which is a bit cray, I suppose, but that's how much I miss him. And I was so lucky to have found in my lifetime a man who loved me flaws and all, who didn't judge me for not being perfect, and I did the same of him. And I'm glad I was there till the end, even despite family members trying to not have me be there, which is pretty disappointing. But one of the biggest regrets, and one of the reasons, obviously, is not being able to get out of that car in the funeral car park and walk by his coffin like I should have. And not keeping a promise that he would die in my arms. He asked me if I would do that for him, and I feel really bad, but I know a lot of people judged me for not going inside the funeral, but when someone's your whole world and you love them with every part of your being, And sometimes you're just not ready to say goodbye formally, you know? But there was also the added thing of I had hatred in my heart. And I didn't want to go into his funeral with hatred in my heart. He wouldn't want that. Due to his family trying to get rid of me as soon as he stopped treatment. Because my usefulness to them was up. Now, that's just the facts. I'm not trying to put blame on people, or this is not a hate video. These are the facts. I had hatred in my heart because instead of surrounding me with love and support when I fell apart one day after staying awake all night, watching him breathe, because even with his sleep apnea machine on, he would exhale and I'd count past 20 and I'd have to rub his chest. So he would breathe in again. And so the next day I knew he was gonna die. And it all just hit me all at once. And I know it had been coming for a long time. I know he was terminal for 2 years, but it doesn't prepare you. Not when you love someone that much. And that person was your whole world. I mean, we spent very few weeks apart in our whole 3 years. I was by his side every day, bar one, when I was told to stay home and rest, when he was in my hospital for 2 months after his major neobladder surgery, every single day, bar one, despite my own health problems. Even if he was sleeping, I was there. I was at every chemo treatment, every radiation, every surgery, everything. I very quickly had to learn how to become a nurse. But you know what? I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't. It was the best 3 years of my life. And the past 6 months, it being his, the 6-month anniversary of his passing today, have been the most horrid 6 months of my life. And that's saying something to those who know what I've been through in my life. Because not only did I lose him, I lost everyone and my whole world. Because they judged me for doing what I had to do to be there for him. Because, I'm sorry, but because yous weren't. None of yous were. And if yous were, maybe I didn't have to do what I had to do. But I did. And that's because I loved him. And that's because I would do anything for him. And I don't know what he told everybody. And I think it was a half-truth. But the truth of it was, I never did anything without consulting my husband first. And you know what? I consulted him on everything. And I wouldn't do anything if he didn't agree. So, some of you need to have a good hard think about that one. Because I'm suffering because of some half-truths being told. Now, I don't blame my husband. He would have done this when he was pissed off with me. God knows I had many times I was pissed off with him and angry at him for whatever. And damn, I tell you, I regret it now. People don't understand. There's no time for hatred. Because you just never know when you're gonna lose someone you love so much. And even though I knew it was coming, it didn't make it any easier. It didn't. So you need to spread love. And that's all he ever wanted. Just like in his video will he did before his major surgery. which I didn't even know he did until I found it on his phone. You know what he said? Love each other. He said love each other. And you know what? I have not been loved. I've not been loved for 6 months. But you know what? I'm still fighting. I still get up every day. And I'm fighting. Even though I have been left with no one and nothing. I still wouldn't change those 3 years for anything. Because I loved him that much. I loved him. He was my soulmate. He was my one true love. And like my tattoo says, one love. He was my one love. I believe I'm never going to find a love like his again. And it breaks me apart because I wanted to grow old with him. I so wanted to grow old with him. I didn't think I would cry this much. I'm sorry. And I think I've been bottling it up all day. Keeping myself busy. I am very thankful to have found his rings. And, you know, I regret blaming people, but I'm still missing things. I'm still missing the diamond bracelet he bought me, and the blessed green stone I should never have taken off. Never. And that's my fault. I feel really bad about that. Because I know that's an important cultural thing, and I embraced the marry culture as much as I could, because I know the older boys are part marry, and I wear my wedding rings and engagement ring with pride, and I bought myself for Christmas an eternity ring. It's kind of in the infinity symbol shape, to show my eternal love for him and my infinite love for him. I will never take these off. I will always be married as far as I'm concerned, even though under the law, when your partner dies, your husband dies, you're no longer married, which I don't agree with. I think you should choose that. But these are the laws. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm married. He's my husband. He'll be my only husband ever, because I don't want to have another relationship, because I know I'll never find someone like him again. Someone understanding of the fact that I didn't cope with stress well. The fact that I was sick too. I mean, it took a long time. But towards the end there, he said to me, "Oh, honey," when he started getting really sick, "Honey, I finally understand what it has been like for you. Doing all these things for me while you've been sick." And that was an important moment for me, for his recognition of what I went through. Not that I would have changed it for anything. Never. It was the hardest, but the most amazing 3 years of my life. And I know I will never find love like that again. And I don't plan to look for it. And I don't care if I'm a single old spinster. But when you find that one that just makes your world so much brighter, like a shooting star, you just know you're not gonna find that again. I mean, damn, honey, who is right here beside me, by the way. He's always close by. And you might notice it's a little bit back to front, but you'll see the E is missing. There was an E there, and then I realized I'm the E after it went missing, so I haven't put the E back on. But that is my honey's home, and of course those who know will understand the symbol of the dragonfly, and of course the red rose being his favorite color. I'm surrounded by photos, and I even bought myself some flowers today, some bright flowers, because I needed brightening up, and panned down to some Krispy Kreme donuts, which I will be scoffing later on, because everybody needs some food for their sadness. So yeah, there's photos and the sign that I bought in New Zealand, good vibes only, because we were hippies at heart. We are hippies at heart. That photo is pretty special. That's my cheeky grin after I grabbed his bum at the ceremony of our wedding. Which I don't even know I made me do that, but yeah, we had so much fun and laughter, and oh my god, we laughed so much. I find night times difficult, because a nighttime ritual was, obviously I'm not busy around the house, and in bed we'd watch funny shows and laugh together and make fun of the people on the TV together, and we just laughed so much. We had so much laughter. I haven't had a lot of laughter lately, but I cherish all the laughter that we had together. So, yeah, touching on my biggest regret, again, not walking by his coffin at his funeral. Yeah, a lot of people said some pretty nasty things during that funeral. I know, because my wonderful mother-in-law had a DVD specially edited for me. And it was just full of every snide and nasty comment, everybody that said something was all cut together, and it was just nastiness. And she sent it to me with her return address, knowing it was from her, just to get a last kick in. I don't understand why she hates me so much. I don't understand why the Ramans hate me so much, considering everything I did for their son for 3 years. And it was not easy, because, hello, hi, chronically ill too. I don't think they understood that, and I think my breakdowns, they didn't understand that. They were from the generation of, mental health issues, depression, breakdowns, that just you just don't do that. That's hush hush and it doesn't happen and we don't want any part of it. And it's a real damn shame because I love them and I still love them, even though they hurt me pretty bad. So yeah, that DVD she sent me was a real kick in the guts. That was after I got home. And I was still in New Zealand 6 weeks after he passed. I especially miss the kids and my granddaughter. I miss Tyrone, Shawnee, and Mika very much. I miss Blake. I miss Levi. I miss Anita, who, being the ex-wife, you wouldn't think you would miss, but she was my rock, and I think that's maybe because she was a bit of an outsider of the family too, and she could understand where I was coming from. But, when I had my meltdown after staying awake all night, making sure he was breathing, because I knew he was close to death, having his mother have 2 nurses under each arm escort me out into the mental ward was... I don't even know how to explain it. And my poor husband was too sick to do anything about it. And she took advantage of that, which was really hurtful. But I rock up at the mental ward and, yeah, fair enough, I had a breakdown. Who wouldn't? Their husband's dying. And you know what the staff said? We've never had this situation before. What are you doing here? Your husband's dying. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I don't know. And they let me out all day until 8 p.m. at night. Every day, because they weren't going to keep me from my husband who was dying, who was put in hospice, which was never discussed with me. Because one of the other things he asked me was to die at home, but that's not always possible, and I understand that, but I do regret not being there. So he could die in my arms, pass away peacefully in my arms, like he asked me to do for him. But do you know what I did do? After we got the call about 9:30 at night, which is probably when this video will be posted. We all got there and, we're all crying and we're all just broken-hearted, because this amazing man was so full of life. He captured everybody when he was on stage, encapsulated a presence that you just can't. It's either natural or it's not, and this man had this presence on stage and this voice, and I'm ever so thankful for the song he dedicated to me. I will have it forever. That is the most amazing thing ever that I will ever have, for him to do that. If you don't know, yeah, I will. I'll repost it. It was a fitting song, very fitting, and because he kissed me on the first night we met. Cheeky bugger. I never had anyone so bold ever. But he got a bit jealous because I just talk to people, and I was talking to a guy, and he was actually working at the time at Corinto O'Toole's hosting karaoke. I was just talking to a guy, and yeah, he just walked straight outside, straight up to me, not a word, grabbed my face with his big soft hands, pashed me, and turned around and walked away. And I was like, what just happened? And I think it was from then he had my heart pretty much, because we found out we had a lot in common, and you know, and it was 2 weeks later we found out he had cancer. Well, I found out he had cancer. I think perhaps he knew before he met me, but that's another story. The whole tell her thing. All his friends in New Zealand I kept hearing these words over and over again in passing. Tell her, tell her. He admitted they said it, but he wouldn't say what it was. It's a shame, but I guess he was scared to lose me or whatever. Not that I would have gone anywhere. I loved him too much. But if he knew, he knew. I wouldn't have changed it for the world. It was hard, but it was so amazing. I mean, Jesus, we did so many amazing things. We went on cruises to islands and the Maldives for our honeymoon, and Singapore as well for our honeymoon. And even though I was really sick, we did a lot of amazing things. A lot of firsts together, which was really special. Yeah. But I just, I wasn't ready to say goodbye when it come to his funeral. It all happened very quickly, and I know that's how I now know that's how funerals work. I'd never planned or been a part of organizing a funeral ever before, and it all just happened so quickly. And so I kind of got a bit off track here, but so when we went and seen him after we got the call, it was late, so he'd passed away around 9:30, and so the nurses at the hospice said, we can't do anything now. The undertakers won't come this late. We have to wait until tomorrow morning, so he'll just have to stay here. And I was sitting at his head, crying, saying, I'm not leaving him. I'm not leaving him. I just said, I am not leaving him. And a family friend, Kimmy, without my knowledge, at the time, went out and spoke with the nurses. And she said she's not leaving him. She has to stay. And Kimmy, who was actually Maori, it's a marriage tradition not to leave the body. And while I might not be that Maori, I do take traditions very seriously. But also, it wasn't to do with traditions. It was the fact that I was not going to leave him. I was not prepared to leave him. I wasn't going to leave him alone in this room or by himself. And somehow Kimmy, thankfully, thank you so much, convinced them that I would be okay staying there with him. And so I spent the whole night laying beside him with my arm around him, holding him close. Some stage through the night, the nurses were really nice and came and put a blanket over the both of us. So I'm really thankful for that. I'm thankful, even though I didn't keep my promise of him passing away in my arms, that I got to stay with him the whole night. I was there the whole night with him. And, the next morning, we all agreed to meet there at a certain time, and then, bang, planning funeral. I was not prepared, and everyone was looking at me, and I was like, no, this is not all my just choice. I'm the sort of person that I'm inclusive. So I said, look, no, this is a family thing. We decide as a family, and I'm ever so grateful for Anita, his ex-wife, because she took on a bulk of that planning, because I just was a mess. I was an absolute mess. It didn't help that the house we were living in was full of black mold, which I'm allergic to mold, so that made my brain function function improperly to begin with. So that's another regret I have, is that I didn't get it out of that house as soon as I walked in and realised it was full of mold, because I think maybe he might have lasted a bit longer. And I might have coped a bit better, but we can't dwell on our regrets, although we all do something, I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to dwell. I'm also grateful that I got to dress his body for his funeral with his brother Kit, in his suit, which I loved seeing him in a suit. He was so sexy in a suit. Anyway, and a red tie, because red was his favorite color. But people couldn't understand why I wasn't inside, why I was out in the car, because I wasn't ready to say goodbye formally. I wasn't ready to say goodbye formally. I didn't want to let go. And I'm still struggling with letting him go. And maybe I will never let him go. Maybe I will never let him go. And maybe that's a good thing, because I don't want to move on. I don't want to move on from him. He was my one true love. And took me a long time to find him. Just wish we had a bit longer together. But I fought hard for him. And he did live longer than expected. Something else people don't seem to think about when they think about how they've treated his widow. But it is what it is. People are cruel and heartless. I can freely admit I've tried joining him 3 times since he's passed, because life has been that horrible. I have no shame in that. No shame whatsoever. I mean, maybe his friends and family should have some shame. But this is not about blame. This is not about blame. This is about me celebrating the life of the man I loved. The man I loved with all my heart and all my being and all my soul. Because he made me so happy. And sure, we'd have fights and get angry, but that's relationships. That's life. But like he said, there were more ups than downs. And I'm grateful to be his wife. I'm grateful to the My Wedding Wish organization who gave us the wedding of our dreams. I mean, who can say they got married in a castle? How many people can say that? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look how ridiculously happy it was. It was a beautiful day. Filled with love. So much love. And I guess one of the lessons I would like people to learn is to not look down upon someone because they might have done one or two bad things and forget all the hundreds of good things that they did. You know, because no one's perfect. We're all just trying to do the best we can. And I did the best I could for him, which wasn't always perfect. But you know what? I learned to become a nurse really quickly. I have skills I didn't think I'd have. Yeah, he was the man of my dreams. And you can see in the many photographs and photo shoots that we had how much love there was. There was so much love between us. I mean, unbelievable amount of love. Yeah. And I had a friend who put something on my wall today. My Facebook wall page, whatever you call it. And it's a beautiful poem. And she read it to me before I'd seen it, and I cried because it was very poignant. And I'm going to bore you some more, even though this has been a very long video. I think he deserves it. So it's called Butterfly Kisses. Don't cry for me, please. Don't be sad. Hold on to the memories of times we both had. Don't dwell on dark thoughts. Hold on tight to your wishes, sending you hugs and butterfly kisses. I walk beside you, I'm there all day long. I'm right there, but you think I'm gone. You don't see me, but I can see you. Whatever the problems, I will help you get through. I'm the wind in your hair and the sand in your toes. Butterfly kisses that you feel on your nose. I'm with you at sunrise and in sunset, but you can't see me is my one regret. I sit right beside you when you are sad, as you look through the photos of times we both had, and there's a lot. I watch you sleeping, I hold you so tight. Before I go, I kiss you goodnight. I will watch over you from heaven above. Forever you will be my one true love. Hold on to your dreams and all your wishes, sending you hugs and butterfly kisses. So, my best friend, and aka my only friend, but my best friend, Tammy, who I believe Andy has sent me. She's my angel without wings. Love you, Tammy. You know that. Yeah. Yeah, it's very poignant, and I believe Andy sent me Tammy because I've had some pretty pretty low lows in the past 6 months. I think one of the hardest was coming home and no one coming around to give their condolences. No one. Everyone blocked me out of 3 karaoke tribute nights that for my husband, that cut pretty deep, considering everything I did and all the things y'all didn't do. But that says more about their character than mine, so that doesn't concern me too much. It just hurts, considering everything I did and sacrificed for him. But we must not dwell on these things. And I just wanted to do something hubby would do in a video. Do a video. I'm not the outspoken on video sort of type person, but being the 6-month anniversary of his passing, I think I needed something more than just a few words in a post, I think he deserved more than that, This has been a very long video, and so if you're still here watching it, thank you. Sorry for all the tears, but a lot of them are tears of joy and happiness and love. And I just want everybody to love each other more, and focus on people's strengths and the positive points and what they do good, especially if the good outweighs the bad. I think this is the lesson I would like people to learn. Love each other. No one's perfect. There needs to be more love in the world. We've kind of lost our way, and us being hippies at heart, me and hubby, peace, love, and happiness. And good vibes only. That's what we're about. Oh, and the bow tie hanging off the side there, that's the bow tie he proposed to me in. That's a pretty good story, but I won't keep boring you. I will be very shortly stuffing my face with Krispy Kreme donuts, because hex, why not? And my love will always be here beside me. I plan on taking him on a trip to Byron Bay, Nimbin, because that was one of his favourite places, Nimbin. He loved it there. Hippies. So we will be doing a trip. We'll be doing a road trip sometime this year. You and me, baby. Yeah, we're going to go to Nimbin, and I'm going to take him to Byron Bay, because we didn't do Byron Bay last time. You see I'm wearing my hippie colours. But, I mean, you just can't deny the love. You can't deny that. You just can't make that shit up. I mean, look at those. I mean, the smiles. There's our boys, our young boys. I mean, like, even that one, like, barefaced, in the pool, smiles, happiness. There's just, like, photos everywhere. I just have my place full of photos of us and the boys and everything. And one I would really love to show you is actually in my bathroom, which is a bit weird, but This one here, I mean, that just says look of love. The look of love. So, how appropriate. Love. Let's just love each other a bit more, you know? Andy asked for us to do that with his will video before his neobladder surgery. Can I just point something out? Because I'm just such a weirdo. That's the same crown. Anyway, I will be getting a little bit of a memorial tattoo for him. Possibly to do with the crown as well. But I just implore people to love. Okay, I think I've bored you all so much already. You've probably had enough of all this chitty chat, and crying and sadness, but I mean, look at that. So many amazing memories. And I'm going to be one of those old ladies, and I'm actually going to do a scrapbook because we did so much stuff. With all the ticket stubs of the concerts we went to and all the things we did, and I've kept brochures for everything. As like, you know, the memories we had for 3 years. I'm going to do a scrapbook. Hopefully it doesn't look like a 2-year-old did it. But I'll try my hardest. Not just for me, but for everybody to flip through and have a look and see, like, you know, all the amazing things we did together, despite the hard regimen of chemo and stuff, and immunotherapy trials and whatnot. But just know that I love him. I will always love him. I miss him more and more every day. It gets harder, it doesn't get easier. I miss him so much. I would give up everything, absolutely everything I have, even just for one more day. But I just have to believe that he's with me, you know? And that he's looking out for me. Because, like I said, I tried 3 times to join him, and I think he said no. It's not your time. It's not your time yet. So I fought on another day. And I love you all. And thank you so much for watching this whole video if you do. And honestly, these are tears of joy and sadness all rolled in one, being 6 months. It really doesn't feel like it's been 6 months. And I'm thinking for the 1 year anniversary, I think I might do something special. I don't know, memorial, something. I will definitely be doing something, even if it's all by myself. But yeah, just keep loving each other, and just remember that he's here with us. And just think about all the good times and all the amazing memories and fun we had together. And I hope his kids, I'm sending his kids love today. His kids, his whole family, his friends. I'm sending everybody love today. Because I'm trying to keep the hatred out of my heart. Keep the hatred and the hurt out of my heart. And just think about all the positives. Alright, thank you for watching if you've watched this long. And, I guess all I can say is what he said at the end of his video. Just keep loving each other. Bye.